Oh, hi. I'm Jen, and welcome to not my studio. If you watch my vlog channel with Sean, Safety Scissors and Duct Tape, you'll recognize this backdrop. This is the backdrop that we have for a lot of our vlogs. If you don't go over to that channel and watch it, that's fine. But you may not recognize this area. This is a new area. I'm not in my studio. I'm not dancing today. This is a Tappy talk. And it's kind of a controversial Tappy talk, so I figured I liked this little intimate space for it. Today I want to talk to you about the power of words, how they can affect us, and how our words can affect other people. And that may not sound like this is going to be about tap dance, but stay with me, hear me out. What we tell our students is so crucial, and what our teachers tell us makes or breaks us. And I wanted to do this Tappy talk because I've had a few experiences in my life, and some in just the last month or two, that I felt were enough for me to say, that's it, I've got to say something. So in the dance teacher group on Facebook, there's like this big dance teacher group that everyone's part of. There was a little controversy recently. I'm going to start with this story. Trust me, it's gonna go somewhere. There's a little controversy recently about mediocre dancers. Somebody went on and said, do y'all really spend your energy on the mediocre ones that just aren't gonna make it? And just kind of said some nasty things. I guess they had neutral intentions when they said it, but that doesn't change the fact that they called some of their students mediocre and said that they weren't gonna make it. If you're willing to say that on a public forum, I bet you're willing to say it to their face, or at least treat them that way, even if you're not going to say it. There's just something to be said for how you regard your students and how they pick up on that. Imagine that you get told by your teacher, someone you revere, someone that you really look up to. Imagine that they tell you suck, or that you're mediocre, or that this is really it for you. You're not really going to get any better than this. So, it's just for fun, right? But what if you really wanted to be a dancer? Isn't that going to affect you? Isn't that going to change the way that you see yourself? Isn't that going to just tear you down from the foundation up? That could completely destroy somebody's dream, somebody's view of themselves. That could send a kid or an adult into a spiral of depression, honestly, that they didn't need. They didn't need to go into that spiral of depression because they were really loving their art and they were really seeing it going somewhere, and you just crushed them. And there's something to be said for honesty as a teacher, and say, hey, listen, you've got this going and this going, but you really need this in order to do this professionally. That's different by saying you really need to put your core work together so that you're stronger on your turns, because you're falling out of your turns. You can't be a dancer if you're falling out of your turns. You got to work harder. Okay, that's one way to say it. Or the opposite way of saying it is, well, your core's just not there. So, we've been working at this long enough. I just don't see it getting any better. So you're really not going to be a dancer. Both teachers said the same thing, but one of them had hope and told the dancer to work harder and that they might actually get there. The other one said, why don't you just give up now? But they both said the same thing. And one of them can build a dancer up, it can build a child up. The other one will completely tear them down. Dance teachers don't exist to tear students down. We're here to build the next generation of dancers, not destroy all of them, and whoever remains standing gets to be a dancer. That's not how this works. Not in my life anyway. Absolutely not. I had a team of girls at a studio once. I remember I begged to be able to get this team of mediocre dancers. I begged my studio owner. There were these 5 girls that were between 15 and 17. They really hadn't taken much dance before, but they wanted to compete. They weren't good enough to be on the elite team or whatever, but they wanted to compete. I begged my studio owner. I was like, I want to lead this team. I want this team. Please give me this team. Because I knew that I might not be the strongest jazz dancer and I might not have the greatest technique in contemporary, but I can teach those things very well. But more than that, I knew I could inspire them. So she gave me the team, and I got really excited. Throughout the year that I had them the first year, I definitely felt like a looking down on from the other teams and sometimes the other teachers with this team. You know, this is it's just the orange team. They're not going to do anything. They're going to do what their best, but we're not really banking on them to bring home any big trophies, blah, blah, blah. I felt it. So if I felt it, they never said any of that, but you could just feel it from them. It's the way they looked, the way that they didn't include the girls in some of the stuff that they did. I felt it. And so you can imagine that they felt it. But that's not how we were on Monday nights during rehearsal. We were a family. We were a team. I had 2 girls in there that wanted to be professional. But they kept saying, like, well, it's too late. I can't be professional. And I looked at them and I said, do you want to be a dancer? I didn't decide I wanted to be a dancer for real until I was 26 years old. Do you want to be a dancer? You're 17. Let's do this. And those 2 dancers went on to be professionals. I'm so proud of them. One of them is a professional hip-hop and ethnic dancer. And the other one is a professional football cheerleader and dancer. And I'm going to cry. I'm so proud of them because there are these 2 girls that got told so many times, it's too late, it's too late, it's too late, you're not good enough. And because they had one teacher that didn't say that, here they are, dancers. And it just takes one teacher. And all of you guys out there that watch this channel, I implore you to be that teacher because you don't know how you can change a life. You have no idea. Or maybe you do. And maybe you're agreeing with me and you're like, yes, I do know. And I'm like, cool. But that's one way that a teacher's words can be really impactful. But not just words. The way you treat them, that you fight for them to do well at competition, even though you yourself know that we're not going to take home the big prize. We're not even in the big prize category, but you still build them up and say, we're going to do the best we can, and you're going to get the highest score you can, and I am so proud of you. And then you take them back to the studio and say, okay, you would have gotten a higher score if you did this, this, and this. Let's do it. Let's fix it so that next time it's better. That's how you approach these things. Not, well, you suck. There's a student that I know not in person. This is a student that I know online through YouTube, through Instagram. And I found out that their teacher said that they suck. Their teacher during a lesson or something looked at them and said, you really suck, or something like that. The student is very young, and so their rendition of it probably wasn't exact, but maybe it was. I hope it wasn't exact. I don't want to know that a teacher would look at a kid and go, you suck, you know? But for a teacher to say to a child in a way that makes the child feel like they should just quit, something like, you're not really that good, you just don't have it, you don't really have the talent, you work really hard, but you don't have the talent. For a teacher to say that, you could crush a 9-year-old's dreams. A 9-year-old. First of all, you can't tell a 9-year-old that they suck. They still have their whole life to get better. You can't tell a 9-year-old that they're not good. You can tell a 9-year-old that you're not progressing as quickly as I was hoping, so let's work harder. You're not progressing the same way that I thought we would, so let's change something. Maybe this would get better if we did insert whatever here. That's how you can help a 9-year-old get better. You can't tell a 9-year-old to just stop because they suck. That's not nice. That's not fair. Were you that good at 9 years old? Whoever said that? I bet you weren't. And if you were, lucky you. Not everybody gets that opportunity. So I was just floored and crushed. I was crushed when I heard that, and it wasn't even me that it was said to. Your words are so powerful as dance teachers or as dance peers. If you have friends that are learning, or if you have family that's learning, or if you're just at a studio, maybe you're 16 or maybe you're 10 and you have friends that are around you in the same class as you. Never, ever, even jokingly tell them that they suck, because they will feel those words. They don't just hear them, they feel them. Build them up and say, wow, that leap was so much better than last week. Or, dude, your pullbacks are getting so good. Or like, you know, if they're like, oh, I did that sucked. Well, you did it so much better 3 times ago, so I know you have it in you. Like, I don't lie to people. If something didn't sound good, I'll tell them, like, that was not your best pullback. But I'm also going to say, you did a really good pullback last week. Let's see if we can get it again. You know? You don't stop with, that was not good. End of discussion, leave. That's not how the sentence ends. That's not how the paragraph ends. That's not how the story ends. You have to keep going and say, let's make it better. Or, oh, I know you can do better than that. You're good. Let's do this. And I hope that maybe these words are helping some of you that have heard these things. And then, Lord, I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but I'm not using any names. So if anyone feels called out by this that knows about it, maybe you should look in the mirror and wonder why you might be getting called out for this. I'm just saying. I have worked with someone that, I work with a lot of dance teachers, and I'm not saying whether I work with them now or I used to, but I have worked with somebody that was kind of elitist when it came to being a dance teacher. And that's something that I don't appreciate around me. When I see it, it bothers me. Because at one point, I was the best in my class. When I was 10, I was the best in my class. I was the front of the pyramid. I was front and center all the time. And then around 13, 14, I was the worst one in the class. And, I felt a huge shift from the way that the teachers treated me. It was insane, the difference between how I was treated when I was the best and how I was treated when I was maybe not the best. I was the worst one. I don't know what happened. I think I didn't do competition team for a few years, so the other kids just kind of like progressed and I didn't. But I felt ostracized. I felt stuck in the back. I felt bad. I felt like that was it. I was done. And I've seen a few people, I've seen a lot of teachers do this, but like just one specific that I've worked with that I can see do that. Videos are taken for social media and certain kids are told, no, you're not going to be in the video because they're not good enough to be in the video. I understand wanting to put your best foot forward and your best dancers out there on social media. I get that, totally get that. But when you repeatedly tell one specific dancer that they can't be in a video, do you know what you're doing to their self-esteem? I don't care what you tried to do with the social media. I don't care that you wanted to put your best foot forward. You hurt a child in the process. That's not okay. And that's not okay with me. That may be okay with everybody else around what's happened. That was not okay with me. Absolutely not. I have posted videos of my students to my Instagram before. I have never cropped one out. I've never said, yeah, we're not going to use that take because you specifically were in it. I've looked at them and said, hey guys, that wasn't our best take. Can we try that again? Me included, guys. But I've never looked at a student and said, you can't be in the video for social media. You're not good enough. And those words were said. And even when they weren't said, it was like no, you're not in this one. And it's consistently the same kids in the video. Or you have the just always put in the back, not given enough attention, not attended to as far as like corrections and stuff, or downright, you suck. I've seen it. And it's just, I don't appreciate teachers that just love the best students in the class and let the worst students in the class just go. Because those worst students in the class are why we are there as teachers. Those worst students in the class, I'm using quotes because you should never call a student the worst in the class. Like, everyone has good days and bad days. I've been the worst one in my class before, and it was a private lesson. Okay? So, there's good days and bad days, but you can't just take the bad dancers and not give them any attention. They're the reason teachers are there. The ones that just get it on the first try, if we only had those kids, we wouldn't be getting paid. We would just show up for 10 minutes, give them a combination, and they'll spend the rest of the hour working on it themselves, and then we can just go home. No paycheck needed. Those kids that aren't as good, aren't as immediately talented, that's why we teach. Like, how is that not a concept that people understand? How are kids being told that they're the worst when that's a reflection not just on them? Maybe they're not practicing enough, sure. But that's a reflection on me as a teacher. If I have a kid in the class that I feel is just not good, that's not their problem, that's mine. It means I'm not working hard enough with them. It means I'm not giving them a chance. If they're able to hide in the back and just be bad, no. Get in the front, let's get you good. That's what a teacher's job is. A teacher's job is to inspire inspire. A teacher's job is to uplift. A teacher's job is to teach skills, hone skills, teach you how to not just do the movement, but practice it and also perform it. That's what a dance teacher is for. A dance teacher is not here to tell you that you suck. A dance teacher is not here to tell you that you're not going to make it because you're mediocre. And a dance teacher is certainly not here to play favorites. You can have favorites, but you can't play favorites. And that's a thing with me. Oh, I have favorites. Don't get me wrong. I totally have favorites. Every teacher does. But you can't play favorites. 100% cannot play favorites because people get hurt. And so if you're watching this and you're wondering why I'm just like going on a tirade right now, if you're watching this and you've been told any of these things before, I'm sorry. I am so sorry that people have said this to you. But I, as your teacher, because I am your YouTube teacher, I, as your teacher, am here to say that if I can become a drummer at 35 years old, you can do anything. If you want to be a dancer, if you are in your 60s and you want to be a tap dancer, not just learn tap dance, if you want to be a tap dancer, oh, you can. You absolutely can. Don't stop until you have attained your goal, because I promise you, you can. If Evan Ruggiero can have one leg, and become a tap dancer or continue to be a tap dancer or boom on the scene as a tap dancer, you can do anything, guys. Don't ever let somebody tell you that you're not good enough or that you suck, because you have time to improve the things that need improving. And no one has the right to tell you that you're not good at something. Not even like the greats. Look, I can list a whole bunch of professional tap dancers that would never tell a 9-year-old kid that they suck. And these are professionals. These are the big names. This is Jason Samuel Smith. This is Chloe Arnold. This is Derek Grant. They would never tell a 9-year-old kid that they suck. Ever. They might say, we need to work on this step. But I've never known those 3 people specifically and others to look at somebody and say, you suck. So if somebody has said that to you, just know that there are other people out there. Hillary Marie would never, ever tell you that you suck. Shelby Kaufman would never tell you that you suck. I'm thinking of all of my friends on here, and we don't really know each other, but like we all do YouTube tap tutorials, so we're all friends, okay? We would never look at somebody and say you suck. We can't. It's not in our nature. So if anyone has ever said that to you, seek out someone who won't. And don't pay them any mind, the person that said it, because they're not you, and they don't know your journey. They don't know your struggle, and they don't know your dreams. One time, I was 29. I think I was 29. And I got told by somebody that I respected very much, and I still do respect them. In that moment, I didn't, but they looked at me and said, well, I mean, this is it for you, because after this, you're really not going to do anything more. This was your peak, and from here, that's it. They looked at me and said that. And I could have just quit everything. I could have said, that's it. I'm done. Nothing is going to make me want to do this anymore. I'm done being a performer. I'm done being a dancer. Instead, I said, want to bet? And here I am, proving them wrong every single day. So the next time somebody tells you that you suck, or tries to put you down, or tries to make you think that you're mediocre and you're not going to be any more than that, look them in the eye and say, want to bet? And prove them wrong. And if you ever need somebody to tell you that you can do it, message me. Trust me, I will tell you that you can do it. I'm not just your teacher. I'm your BFF in your corner. I got you. So thank you guys so much for listening to the stories of some unfortunate things that I've been around or heard in the last couple of weeks. I hated having to do one of Tappy Talks that was so controversial, where I actually feel like I'm calling people out. But I also need you guys to know that you have every chance in the world of being everything that you want to be. And if somebody has recently told you that you can't, I'm here to tell you that you can. And if you need more inspiration, Sean's vlog about, getting told he was never going to walk again and now he's a professional dancer, check that one out. I will link that down below. So, I mean, that's not just a shameless plug. It's just me saying, like, trust me, we will lift you up. We will tell you that you are going to be just fine and that you are good enough, and that if you're not as good as you want to be right now, no big. Work harder. I'll help you work harder, and you will get to where you want to be. It's not the end until it's the end. And as long as you're still standing and you're still tap dancing or doing whatever it is in this life that you want to do, it's not the end. You have all the rest of your life to grow and become better and do the thing. Do the thing. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this Tappy Talk. If you're not subscribed to this channel, hopefully this has not scared you away from doing so, or maybe it made you want to subscribe to the channel. I don't know. But please subscribe. Join the Tap fam. It would mean the world to me because I love being your online tap teacher. It's everything to me. And hit the thumbs up button if you liked this video, or if you want other people to be able to easily find this video so that they can have a moment of uplift. So hit the thumbs up button for me. That'd be awesome. And I have lots of stuff on this channel if you're a tap dancer that you would enjoy. I've got tutorials of all kinds. I've got tap dancing, just me dancing. I've got vocal covers that are copyright free that you can use to dance to. That's a project that I'm working on. I'll probably do a vlog about like how I make those at some point. But yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me and for being a part of this channel. And as always, thank you for dancing with me.